VocalistClub presents.
In the name of God, hello everyone in the beloved VocalistClub family. I'm Mohammad Reza Rahmani, and I'm very glad that I'm here again with another vocal session. The subject of today's video is a question that is being asked by many friends, and many of you might be suffering from it, especially those ones that just started singing, and the problem is, why do I sing out of tune? Singing out of tune means when you are singing a song or anything in any field. You don't perform the melody as expected. You don't sing it as its real step. So you're out of tune, or you don't perform some notes accurately. You sing in a false frequency. So all these mean that you are singing out of tune. And it is exactly the opposite of singing in tune. I mean, singing correctly with correct frequency. Today we want to talk about this. I just wrote down some important points, and today we want to talk about them. Dear friends, singing out of tune has different levels. Some people sing out of tune just in some notes and pitches. For example, some people sing out of tune just in quarter tone. For some others might be more like semitone or a tone. Now we want to go through this problem and find its reasons. My dear friends, no matter how beautiful our voice is, no matter how good our tone is, if we sing out of tune, from people's and general audience's perspective, we don't have a good and beautiful voice. I don't mean that people know the professional points that much. For example, they think that the person is singing out of tune, but he or she has a good voice. No, people say that he or she doesn't have a good voice. One of the most important factors that we have to pay attention after, or better to say, simultaneously with improving and raising our voice knowledge, is that we don't sing out of tune, but we sing in tune. If we have to perform a note, a melody, we have to be able to perform it at its best. Part of this process is related to our vocal cords and voice, and the other part is related to our musical ear. I mean, musical intelligence. Means that we sing these notes correctly with correct distance between the notes, or in other words, we don't sing out of tune. Very well, I wrote down some reasons, that there are 8 reasons that cause singing out of tune. We want to talk about these reasons, and then you must see that among these reasons, which one is more serious for you. Then try to solve it, and I will tell you how to solve each one of them. First common reason for singing out of tune is hearing impairment. These hearing problems can be caused by genetic problems. They can be caused by environmental problems. For example, you work in a workshop where a lot of noise is next to your ears every day, and this problem arises for you. Or it could be an inherited, that scientists have come to study, saying that between 3 and 5% of the world's population have hearing problems and impairments. But the good news is that those who are interested in music in general are less likely to have these problems by default. Because those who have hearing problems naturally don't listen to music very well to enjoy the music well. So, those who are fans of music and love music, it doesn't matter what genre of music, pop music, rock music, jazz music, country music, rhythmic and blues, no matter, folk music, hip-hop music, no difference. These are different parts of music, but they are music. because the definition of music is that a series of notes in an order and a state of listening express the feelings of a person as a composer. If we are interested in any genre of music, that means we have ears that understand a beautiful thing. Our ears hear the beauties in music, so we are less likely to be between those 3 to 5% people. Of course, people with hearing impairments do not naturally react to music as much as we do. The second reason, dear friends, is the incorrect understanding of the melody. And this incorrect understanding of the melody has some modes. First one is that you sing a melody out of tune in a noisy place, and because it is a very noisy environment and there is a lot of noise and chaos, you can't understand well what you have to sing. And also, you cannot listen well. These problems and annoyances that arise in your listening will cause you to not be able to perform well what you have heard. And in other words, you sing out of tune. So it was one reason. Let me give you a tip here. This problem is much more common in singers who sing by just listening, more than singers who sing from notes. Singers who sing from notes have more absolute ears than those singers who just listen and sing. These guys in noisy places cannot sing in tune. But the singer who is singing from the note, from the paper, sees the notes first and then sings them. The probability of singing them out of tune is less likely because that person first sings the notes in his mind and then transmits them to his vocal cords. Here, the importance of solfege for singers and any kind of professional voice actor is determined. One of the things that solfege does as a method in the work is that it makes our sight reading stronger. If we see and sing the notes, there will be interactions in our minds that we first hear the notes in our minds and then sing them. And this will make our singing less out of tune. The third point is the weakness in memorizing notes and melodies, which makes us sing out of tune. This is especially true for amateur singers. When a melody becomes a bit complicated for them and they didn't work in solfege, it makes them unknowingly forget the melody from their minds. The melody is played and we have to listen and then sing it. For example, we have a melody in our minds that we want to sing. When the complexity of a melody increases, so it makes it impossible for us to sing correctly and tuned, and this is the time that singing out of tune appears. The fourth problem is the weakness in the musical background and in the singing of the person who is doing this. Look, dear friends, singing, like any other skill, if it is started and trained from an early age, that person will have easier and stronger ears at an older age and will naturally sing more tuned. If you compare a person who didn't think about singing until he was 30 years old and now wants to start singing with someone who has been singing since, for example, he was 7 or 8, you will see a huge difference. It's much easier to sing tuned if the skill of listening and singing have been improved since childhood. Go and research. Then you will see that a lot of great singers have a background of art that existed in their family. For example, you listen to a song that you enjoyed a lot, then when you go and see and do some research, you will find out that the father of that singer was a singer or worked in music or had a great voice. So not only was singing in that person's gene, but also that person has been listening and imitating the songs. I have to say that you have to see it from a positive perspective. I mean, if someone had this opportunity, it's good for him or her, but if someone didn't, it is okay. That person can be good at singing as well. Now, in some societies where women have some restrictions on singing, how many times a woman had the opportunity to sing, or how many times she could release her voice because of some religious beliefs. She has always been keeping her voice down, and now that she's older, she can't sing well, she can't present her voice well, and this makes her unable to sing tuned at the age of 35. It is possible that a person is not familiar with different styles of music. Imagine that I'm a jazz singer and I've heard and sung jazz music. Now, I am told that I have to sing a classical song and I want to sing in an orchestra. Well, I have rarely heard orchestral music and seen orchestral singers, so I'm not familiar with the intervals of this style of music, so I'm more likely to sing out of tune in this genre than the jazz style. The sixth point, which is very important, is the importance of solfege for coming out of comfort zone in someone's voice. Generally, we can sing in low pitches and medium pitches more accurately than high pitches because of lack of training in high pitches, not singing enough in high pitches. When we want to sing in high pitches, it is very possible to sing out of tune. So we have to improve our singing in high pitches. How should we improve our singing in high pitches? The answer is solfege. Solfege is a practical part that is essential for all singers in any field that they sing. It is a skill that must be obtained. A person has to go through solfege. He has to work on solfege to be able to move around comfortably and confidently in all of his vocal range. For us, in order to be able to move well in the full range of our voice and not sing out of tune, we need to work on the solfege. Even in the high pitches of our voice, we have to work on it. The seventh problem is physical problems. Sometimes people can't perform a note properly because of vocal problems or breathing problems that are genetically. They sing some notes out of tune and incorrectly. These problems may be temporary or unfortunately might be permanently. It is possible that a person has vocal problems and can't sing in high pitches well until the next 6 months and will be able to sing after these 6 months under the supervision of a doctor. Or a person has a problem in singing in high pitches, which is not a physical problem but lack of voice knowledge. In this case, this person must find a good vocal teacher to work with. It was another problem. And the last but not the least problem is moving and singing between different pitches. This again brings the importance of solfege. Singing in different vocal registers is a skill that must be obtained by all singers in low pitches, high pitches, notes with different values like quavers, crotchets, semiquavers, and so on. Moving between them and singing in different registers allows a person to improve their singing skills and not to sing out of tune. I have made all these points to say why we sing out of tune, and the most important and crucial treatment for this problem is working on solfege along with vocal training. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for sharing Vocal Club with your dear friends. I wish you all the best until another video. I entrust you to the great and merciful God. Goodbye.